So my name is Philip, I am from Belgium. This car is a Ferrari 250 short wheelbase, 1960. It's the first series. It's a street version. It's a well-known car because the first owner of this car was a French owner that has always been in France, was the Prince Sangrusco. And then he went into the Pozzi collection. Pozzi is the distributor in France. And then he went to a German owner for about 12 years. And the car is very original, never raced, except today. But never raced on track, I mean at the time. It's a street version. The specification of this car is the first short chassis that Ferrari made. It's a V12 engine, 4-speed gearbox, 270 horsepower. For the street versions, they made some competition car in alloy body. This one is a steel. And of course, the competition car had bigger engine, bigger valve and stuff like that. This one is absolutely original. It doesn't have too much mileage. It has been restored once 20 years ago. And we just overhauled the engine of this car because we put it with unleaded fuel. But you know, the short wheelbase was a very famous car for Ferrari. They made about 200 cars, 50-50 alloy and steel car. A lot of them were raced because it's a very, very easy car to drive. And it was a very powerful car at the time. It was the first car with disc brake. And it's got a very high competition history. After this model came the GTO. I did the Toronto last year. It was not the best experience because we had some snow and we had terrible weather, a little bit like today, but it was even worse. But apart from that, it's a very safe car, and unfortunately we have a little bit of water getting in the car, so we need to fix that. And but for the rest, I mean, it's an easy car. I mean, it's a no-story car. I mean, well, about owning this car, it's really it's a famous car, and everybody likes it, and everybody is asking me questions like you, and it's reliable, and it's really a great pleasure to drive it because it's really easy.
My name is Alain Rouault, and I am driving today California Spyder, which is a long wheelbase from 1959. And this car came back to our original country because the car was sold originally in Geneva in 1959. And we actually have the picture of the car when it was delivered, sold by Mr. Weber, which was a Ferrari representative in Geneva. And the car is a very low mileage. And this car is very special because it's a complete car with the original hardtop, which we don't have today. But the car is complete with its original color, inside and outside. And this is a fantastic car for this type of event because it's very easy to drive on the little road and in the pass, and it's very big pleasure. The car is a long wheelbase, Scaglietti body, and it's a 250 GT. This car was had only 2 owners. I am the third one, and I bought the car a long time ago, and I am very happy. My best experience, I have many, and it was it's always a great pleasure because I have a Daytona Spyder also, but this car is more it's more pleasure to drive. It's it's driving like a car, like a 246 Dino. It's really a big pleasure. I like so much about the car is the easy way to use it. which is very a big pleasure because I drive almost all year around. In the city, in town, it's no problem. On the road, it's not a problem. On the highway, it's not a problem. It's a very easy car.
Okay guys, this is Marcel Massini, Zurich, Switzerland. I'm telling you a little bit about this red Ferrari here. This is a famous 250 GT short wheelbase Berlinetta. What does it mean, short wheelbase? It means it's the successor of the long wheelbase. The long wheelbase had 2.6 meter wheelbase, whereas the short wheelbase, which is even more famous, has 2.4 meter wheelbase. The very classic and typical 3-liter V12 engined 250 of 1960-61. Ferrari made only 165 cars, of which 70 were competition alloy version, even more powerful. This is the steel-bodied example. It comes from England, but it does have left-hand drive. And as you can tell, on the passenger seat, it does have a headrest, which is very unusual. Ferrari said the driver has to be cautious. He is going to drive the car. He cannot rest. He does not need a headrest. But his partner, his wife, his lady, she can rest while he enjoys the driving. That's why only the passenger had a headrest. Of course, in the traditional Ferrari red, it has all the big features as the 250 SWB should have. Well, to name but a few of the racing drivers that enjoyed piloting these cars, Sterling Moss, for example, all the famous names at the time. These cars won every single race, the GT racing between 1959 and 1963, until the 250 GTO basically took over from the 250 SWB Berlinetta.
Så se om der er power på den. Rolig. Nøgle her.